So after Mass, whenever it's appropriate, you say, all right, everybody, I know normally we ask you to put your cell phones away and silence them, but today I'd like you to pull them out, okay? So while you're getting your phones out, I'm going to tell you a little about why I asked you to bring your cell phones to Mass today. So as you know, we have a lot of amazing things going on here at Holy Cross. We're feeding, clothing, helping, and serving those in need in so many ways right here in our local community. And we have so many other ministries and events to help you meet people, share your talents, improve your relationships, answer life's toughest questions, discern the plan and purpose for your life, and grow closer to God. You know, we have a tremendous amount of things going on here in our community. And we want to make sure that it's as easy as possible for you to get connected to those and to participate. So, we've adopted a new and improved way of communicating that's going to make it much simpler for you to get the information you want from us and even from the Archbishop. It's powered by a service called Flocknote, like sending notes to your Flocknote. And this is totally free for you to use. You don't have to download anything. You don't even have to create a password to be able to participate. Okay, it's really easy to get connected. It takes you a couple minutes to sign up. And it lets you receive email or text messages from the groups and ministries here at Holy Cross that you choose. It even allows you to reply directly back to those messages, and we're going to be using that as a way to get feedback from you guys as we go on in a more efficient way. So your info is kept totally private, and again, it lets you choose precisely what information and updates you get from which ministries here at Holy Cross. So you get to choose all of that. You can choose to get updates from and get involved with things like our Feeding the Homeless ministry, our Habitat for Humanity project, marriage retreats throughout the year. We've got small group Bible studies. There's Beers with Father Bob. It's a pretty popular one. We've got special opportunities for the youth to get involved in, our weekly video bulletin, and much, much more. There's even a group where we're just going to send you free stuff. So if you want to sign up for that, we're going to send out free videos, ebooks, audio downloads, and actually our first thing we're going to send out coming up here is just a free talk by Patrick Madrid called Why I'm Catholic When I Could Be Anything Else. So if that's something you're interested, make sure and sign up for that one. In addition to regular group and ministry communications, we're going to very sparingly use this to send everyone important updates, about big events coming up, important things, inclement weather announcements when those need to go out throughout the year. And if you choose, I'm going to try this new thing as a pastor. I'm going to send out one text message a week. One text message a week, and it's going to be about the most important thing going on in our parish. That's it. So one text message, and if you can also get it as an email if you'd rather that. But I'm going to send out one short thing a week about the most important thing going on in our parish. It may be something we need to pray about, something we're working on together, a great success we have, and something we're doing that I want to share with you as your pastor. So that's another thing you'll be able to choose to get. So there's lots of different things you can choose from, but it's really important. It's really important that you know that with all these different things, you can change your communication preferences at any time, okay? That's totally in your control. And you can totally unsubscribe from any of these updates too. So that's something we want to make sure and respect your contact information, the information we send you. So that's something you can control anytime. So now that you have your cell phone out, I'd like you to text message the letters HCC to the short 5-digit phone number 84576. So you'll see that up on our sign here. See how that's spelt and the number it goes to. So again, this is also written on the flyer we handed to you as you walked in today. So if you want to use that, you can look on there too. So again, text the 3-letter keyword HCC to 84576. HCC is for Holy Cross Church. HCC is all one word, no spaces, and make sure the auto spelling corrector thingy on your phone doesn't mistakenly change the text for you before you send it. But once you send that in, we'll text you back 2 messages. One is a confirmation message, and the other includes a link that you'll need to complete, or you'll need to click to complete the process. Okay? So one more time. Text HCC to 84576. Then after it texts you back, make sure you click that link and complete the process, choosing exactly which types of updates you'd like from us. You can complete this all on your phone there. So please take a minute to do this now. If you can't complete this on your mobile phone, you can actually go online to flocknote.com/holycross. That web address is also on the flyer that we handed to you there when you came in. And just as a bonus today, If you complete this process today, choose all your updates and get plugged in at the parish, whether through your mobile phone or on the web, you're going to be eligible to win 2 free tickets to a Broncos game this year that we're giving away. Okay, so you might want to do it just for that. But anyway, I'll give you another minute or so to finish the process on your phone now. And this would be a good time for some background music to kick in or something like that, so they know that they're supposed to be doing something and they don't just start talking to all their friends. So you give them a good minute to finish doing that, and then you summarize it up. So you say, we're on an important mission here at Holy Cross, and we want you to be a part of it. So we're trying to, this effort's an effort to make it easier for you to participate, and this is a great opportunity if you get plugged in to the many wonderful things we have going on here. If you're having trouble, please talk to one of the helpers at the back, the ushers there. They'd be happy to help you, and thank you for participating in this. This is really going to simplify communication and make it easier for you to be a part of everything we have going on here at Holy Cross. So thank you. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically how an announcement can go, okay? So a few things to think about. Let's just go through it. We'll back up real quick, and then we can do some Q&A, and you guys can ask whatever questions you have. So main things to think about. And I hit some of these things at the end of your sheet there has some suggestions and things to keep in mind for the announcer. And we'll talk about a few of these here as we go through it. So it starts out with something to get their attention, right? So you can have fun with the whole, hey, next Sunday, bring your cell phones to Mass. You know, so it's just intriguing. People are like, oh, that's different. Father never tells us to bring our cell phones to Mass. So, you know, it gets them intrigued about what's coming up. You're preparing for what's happening the next Sunday. And then when you start with that, now you have their attention because they're like, oh, well, what's this all about, right? So you want to get something to snap them out of announcement tune-out mode, okay? So that they know that this is something different. The next part is really that why. So it focuses on the amazing things that we do as a parish. These are the things we do. We're not just an announcement machine, you know, or a sacrament machine. Like this is a personal thing, and we do this meaningful work. So tap into the things that your parish does that people care about, you know, because it's doing them. We just don't talk about them enough, you know, and so people need to think of your parish in those terms. So you want to communicate that why and build up that this is a community. We're going somewhere. We're not in maintenance mode. We're on a mission, you know. We're doing something exciting, and we want you to be a part of it, and you're going to want to be a part of this. That's how exciting it is. So you have to be excited. You have to talk about real exciting things going on at your parish, okay? The next part gives a brief what about Flocknote. So it's good to at least mention Flocknote because they're going to see it, you know, it's going to be powered by Flocknote. It's going to be the site they end up on whenever they're reading a message or doing things, you know, they click over from an email or things like that. So it's good that they have the connection there. But, and lots of parishes do this differently, but when we first started Flocknote, it was like, well, you're going to do the Flocknote, you know, you're going to do the Flocknote, and I'm going to send you a Flocknote, and you need to sign up for Flocknote, which is all fine depending on how you do it. But the point is what it ends up happening is people think, oh, well, we're doing Flocknote, like it's some sort of thing itself that we do. And that's the trap, because it's not. It's just a tool for doing something else. And so that's why the focus of your announcement shouldn't be, hey, we need you to sign up for this thing so we can send you information. It's going to be really cool. We're getting hip, you know, with the technology. You know, people don't care about that. They're not going to sign up for that. You have to tell them why. And that's where you get into the mission of what you're doing. And again, it's good to mention Flocknote so it's not totally new for them when they first see it. They know it's connected to this service. But it's really about what you're doing. They're not connecting to Flocknote. They're connecting to you. They're connecting to your parish or the ministry that they want to get involved in. And so it's important to talk that way, to use that kind of language, because they're connecting to you. They're not connecting to Flocknote. Flocknote's just the means by which they connect to you. Okay? So you mentioned that, and then after that is the section where it talks about it, you know, being free. It only takes a couple minutes. It gives a brief, you know, it lets you know it's about emailing and getting email and text from the church. Lets them know we're getting feedback. So this whole section is about sort of putting them at ease, you know, and building a little bit of trust, you know, and then you're like, you know, you get to choose what you get. You're not going to sign up and then we're going to push you a bunch of stuff. You want to emphasize you get to choose this, you know. So you're kind of putting them at ease and building trust. That next section is where you get specific. So you say, let me give you some examples of some of the things that you can sign up for, you know, and that's where you name specific ministries that hopefully you say something in there for everybody. So when you're saying that, there's something that stands out to them that they go, oh yeah, I need to get on that. I've been wanting to go help out with that Habitat for Humanity project, and I just haven't yet because I'm never on the email, So boom, that's fixed. So you want to say a little something for everybody so people go, oh, there's something for me there, and I can choose it and just get that. Okay, so you want to get specific. Also, like I mentioned, this idea was just a total idea. I think it's important for parishes to be generous to parishioners and find ways to show generosity. It's great for relationships. It's great for them to realize it's not just about you trying to change me into a better parishioner. Like, you're trying to answer questions I have. You're trying to help me in my faith. You're trying to solve real problems in my life. And that's what opens them up to want to get more involved. So, things like, we just want to give you a free talk. Just a free download audio talk from Patrick Madrid about why I'm Catholic when we could be anything else. It could be anything, whatever you think is appropriate for your community. But it's just it's a chance to be generous, right? And so that these lists are not all about us trying to inform you about stuff. We want to be generous to you. We want to give you things. We want to help you. We want to answer your questions. We want to hear from you, those kind of things. And then in addition to that, you say, look, we'll use very sparingly, when we need to send something to everybody that's important, an important message we need to get out. This is how we're going to do that too. And I give the example there too of, the pastor saying, I'm going to send you one text message a week with the most important thing going on in this parish. That's a really great example. I think that'd be awesome for parishes to do that. I wish bishops would do that once a month or once a week. Get a text from my bishop would be pretty cool about the most important thing going on in our archdiocese, right? But a pastor can do the same thing. It's a way they can start to connect with their pastor, get to know what's going on in the parish, and be unified as a parish more. But the important thing to really take away from that too is the way it's said. So it gives both what they're going to get. You're going to get the most important thing going on in the parish each week, right? That's pretty clear. You get how often you're going to get it, right? Once a week. So all that's very clear up front. So those expectations, that's what makes people feel comfortable saying, okay, yeah, I'll sign up for that because I know what I'm getting into. When you just say, hey, sign up so we can text you stuff, it's not going to work, right? So you have to be very clear. And then again, after that, we re-emphasize that you can control all of this. You can, what you pick today, you can change tomorrow, and you can completely unsubscribe, and we won't send you anything else anymore, okay? So that's super important. And it also is good for your ministry leaders to know that, because that's what forces them to be good communicators. Because they know, they're reminded that if I don't say something worthwhile to the right people, I'm going to lose them. They're going to unsubscribe. They're not going to be listening anymore, and now I lost the chance to continue that relationship with them. So very important. The next section is just the simple instructions. So you want to give very clear instructions about how to do it. You want to reemphasize it. You want to tell them what's going to happen on their phone so they can talk through it. So all that's pretty laid out pretty clearly there. Just please make sure that you change it to not be for Holy Cross. Unless you're Holy Cross, but you'll have to use a different keyword. So we get people, they take this. They're like, they just take it. They don't think about it. And they read it. So we're trying the best we can to help, but sometimes you just can't help people. They'll see text HCC for Holy Cross Church, and they're at like St. Mary's or something, But that happens when you don't have somebody owning the process, when they're just going through the motions. They're saying, Father said, hey, go do this, and secretary said, nah, okay, here it is. I put it in the announcements. You got to own it. It's got to be deliberate. You got to really be thinking about what you're trying to do. And then, I throw in the motivation, the extra motivation, the bonus prize, that's, we're people. We're motivated by stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that in a sense. A lot of people will intend to, I'm going to sign up later. I really want to get plugged into the parish. But if there's no time sensitivity to it, they'll just get around to it when they get around to it, and which means they won't get around to it. So putting some sort of time-sensitive thing to it, and you can be creative with this. It doesn't have to be a prize that you give away. It could just be, I'm going to text a picture tomorrow of Father Bob riding a skateboard down a half pipe, and if you're on the list, you're going to get it, and if you're not going to get it, it could be something fun like that. That's just, I got to see that video, so I got to get on this list. But here, give them a couple of Broncos tickets. It's a small price to pay for what you're going to get in engagement for people. So it's just a little fun. It's another way to be generous, again, to your parishioners. And and to motivate them to do it today, do it now. It's important. And then that next part is one of the most important parts, which is a pause. You have to sit there and look at them and say, okay, we're doing this now, and then, a little background music helps, because it's like they just know, okay, we're waiting for you to do this, Some people won't, a lot of people may not participate, and that's okay. Or some people may want to just do it online later. But you really want to get as many people right now as possible, because now is when they're paying attention, okay? And they'll forget later. You'll get less people later, okay? So it's important to expect them to participate. If you just read it and then move on to the next announcement, people will kind of pull their phone out and they'll kind of fiddle with it, and they'll be almost about to do it if someone would just push them a little more, and then they'll just not do it, because they're like, oh, everyone's pulling their phone out, but and then when someone's looking, okay, what do I do, once you're looking at them and there's a pause, they're like, okay, now I guess I should do this, it's important. And then the end is just sort of a wrap-up summary of the whole thing again and why you're doing it. So that's kind of the breakdown. I want to open it up for some questions now.